Here we go. Two burly boys played Pokemon in their youth. One had to grow up, the other stayed true. Now the large grown-up child can name all of them, but the other guy probably 510. Now what can they do? Why don't they review? Now we'll talk about them till we die. Die? Welcome, everybody. I'm Frank.
And I'm Joachim.
And this is your certified Poke-Moment, where we feature and talk about one Pokemon evolution line every week.
Today's featured Pokemon is... Barbaracle.
Yay!
Wow.
I love Barbaracle.
He's alright.
It's such an, he is such an underrated Pokemon. Everybody hates Barbaracle because of his design.
Because of an important aspect of him.
No. Barbaracle is deserving of just as much love as any other Pokemon.
No.
I have not played through... Okay, I've played the Generation 6, like, a good half a dozen times, but I have sadly never used Barbaracle because there's always just been other Pokemon in front of it that I was excited to use.
Better Pokemon.
But trust me, Barbaracle is not a bad Pokemon.
Look at Binacle's stupid little face.
Yes. All right. Let's get into this. So Binacle and Barbaracle are rock water types. Binacle evolves into Barbaracle at level 39. Let's see here.
I like
Abilities.
that. I like a nice. That's relatively high.
That's
for
not
evolution.
too bad. Yeah, that's like
bad.
what around gym like 6-ish. So that's
Gives you
pretty
some time
good.
to appreciate the funny little guy.
The cute little guy. Typically, I was about to talk about abilities, but I will say, typically, I don't like when one Pokemon is like multiple creatures, and Binacle looks like a pair of like twins staring at each other. But I feel like there is a lot of cute personality to Binacle that people don't appreciate enough. But back to abilities. It has 2 normal abilities and 1 hidden. Its first ability is Tough Claws, which increases the power of moves that make physical contact by 30%. That's really good.
Oh my gosh.
That's extremely good. Then it also gets Sniper. Power of critical hit moves is increased to 225% rather than 150%.
Really?
So critical hits do an insane amount of damage. Holy cow. And then its hidden ability, which in my opinion isn't as good, is Pickpocket. When a Pokemon makes physical contact with the Pokemon, the item of the opponent is stolen. Not that bad, but you kind of want to send your Pokemon into a battle with an item. Man, though, Tough Claws and Sniper are both really, really good abilities. I wonder, can it get the move that raises your critical hit chance? Focus Energy.
Yeah.
Focus Energy. I do not think it can learn Focus Energy, sadly. But it is... Still, I'm sure there are items or whatever you can give it to raise its critical hit chance. Cross Chop. Cross Chop has a high critical hit ratio. So using Cross Chop, which is a 100 damage fighting type move, 80 accuracy, so that's the drawback. But still,
yeah, if you hit.
If you have Sniper and you hit with that, I mean,
are there items that increase your accuracy?
I'm sure there are. So the wide lens and the zoom lens will increase accuracy. They have their own certain, little quirks about them, but I don't want to get too deep into that. And also, you could just use a straight up X accuracy. Yeah, so things like the scope lens and razor claw are really good items to give it if you want critical hits to land more often. So you pair that with Sniper and Cross Chop, man. That's cool. See, Barbaracle's cool. Let's go ahead and read off a couple of Pokedex entries about this guy. Let's start with Binacle. It was introduced in Generation 6, so I'm going to read its Pokemon X entry. 2 Binacle live together on one rock. When they fight, one of them will move to a different rock.
Oh, that's why they look at each other angry.
Yep, so you see, this is something I do typically dislike about Pokemon. When 2 creatures can be caught in the same Pokeball and called one Pokemon. If they can move from rock to rock, why am I able to catch 2 in a single Pokeball? Because they're sharing a rock?
I at
Makes
least
no
like
sense.
I was looking at Barbaracle, right? And then I was like, I don't like how I'm like, where did the other head go? But okay, that makes sense. It won. It's fun. But where does the other one go? Because you had both of the Pokemon,
Well,
and then one just what?
I think I
Goes
know
away?
the answer, but let me go ahead and read.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on. Here's the answer. I'm also going to read the X entry for Barbaracle. When they evolve, 2 Binnacle multiply into 7. They fight with the power of 7 Binnacle. So it's kind of like a Hydrapple situation.
Oh.
There's like multiple Binnacle technically, but they're all kind of one consciousness now. Maybe it's like we were talking about last week with Beldum. 2 Beldum come together to be 1 Metang. So technically, it's as strong as smart as 2 Beldum. And then I also want to read Barbaracle's most recent Pokedex entry in Sword and Shield. Its Sword entry states, 7 Binnacle come together to form 1 Barbaracle. The Binnacle that serves as the head gives orders to those serving as the limbs. So yeah, there's 6 limbs and then the head. So they're all different creatures.
Huh.
See?
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that
Yeah.
because it's more interesting than Magneton or Dugtrio. It's not just the exact same Pokemon like taped to another one, right?
Yeah.
This is more unique than that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And also, for some reason, they have one eye on the other heads.
Yes.
I don't know why
So
their
the
eyes...
2 top hands have an eye. I wonder. Actually, if you look at its right arm, its actual arm, it has an eyeball.
Oh,
on
I
it.
assume all of the different Binnacles have an, or the Unicles. All of the Unicles.
I don't call them unicles.
But one eye.
Its gender ratio is 50-50, so that's good. We've been talking about a lot of dominantly male Pokemon lately.
Are there more dominantly male Pokemon than dominantly female?
That's a good question. I genuinely don't know. There might be a equal amount.
What do we think about its stats?
Its stats. I know it's a high physical attacker. Yeah, an attack stat of 105, which is pretty freaking good. A defense of 115, also really good. Its HP is 72, so that's not too bad. That's pretty good. And then it starts to go down a bit. Special attack of a base of 54.
But you don't need it.
Never going to use its special attack stat. Special defense is 86. Not bad. Just don't get hit by an energy ball or you're dead. And then speed of 68. It's just under that base 70 that we were talking about last episode with Metagross. It is just under that speed tier. But that's okay. Because, again, I don't think Barbaracle is meant to be this super fast infiltrator that can get in, stab, and get back out, you know? Oh, man. I wonder if it can learn Flip Turn.
What does Flip Turn do?
It's the water type equivalent of a U-turn or something.
Oh, okay, or Volt Switch.
Or Volt Switch, yeah. Nope, I don't think it can. That's a shame.
What do you think of its shiny?
So, that's something else that I didn't realize was so bad about it. Its shiny kind of sucks.
It really sucks.
Okay, but here's what I can say about it. So it kind of turns green. Its orangey bits get more orange, and those little claws at the top of its head turn a kind of green. And it kind of makes it look like seaweed, like more alive, you know? I think it looks...
I think it looks like weird 90s green flavored candy.
I like green
I think a lot of Pokemon green Pokemon shinies look like it's just like sour candy.
Yeah, but I think it works on Binnacle because he looks more like a sea creature, if anything else. He looks like he can be better at camouflaging.
I feel like that's like vibrant green though.
Yeah, he can camouflage among the seaweeds and the bright corals because he's literally made of coral. His classification, is the collective Pokemon.
He's the collective Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay.
And Binnacle is the two-handed Pokemon. So that's fun.
But he's not two-handed. He's just two hands.
Yeah, so he's two-handed. He has two hands.
He's not two-handed. He's
just two hands.
But he's not one. But oh my gosh, he's two Pokemon. I hate multi-Pokemon. The only good multi-Pokemon Pokemon is Wishy-Washy.
Shut up. I knew you were gonna say that. Bad.
Shut up. I love Wishy-Washy.
Terrible Pokemon. I can't wait to get to it so I can trash that Pokemon.
So I can talk about how much I friggin' love Wishy-Washy.
Awful.
Ugh.
Now, Barbaracle, he is one of those Pokemon that Game Freak has not touched since his introduction. There's no Mega. There's no Gigantamax. He didn't get his own Z move or anything like that.
There's a lot of Pokemon they don't touch.
I mean, well, true, but take a look at every Pokemon we've talked about so far. 2 of them have been touched. Armaldo has not. But he does have that special classification.
Garbodor did get it.
He got a G-Max, yep. But Armaldo is a fossil Pokemon at least, so he kind of has his own special classification.
But that's the only reason people talk about Armaldo, unfortunately, is that he's a fossil Pokemon.
Yeah. But Barbaracle has nothing. Here's my question for you, Jokum.
Yeah.
If you had the choice to give Barbaracle a gimmick or maybe an evolution or maybe Binnacle, like a split evolution, what would you give Barbaracle to kind of plus him up a bit?
First off, I would take away the thumb on his head.
Nope, you can't take anything
away.
away.
So much. I'm fixated on it.
Yeah, it's a hand. Hands have thumbs.
Give him another thumb. He doesn't have a hand. He doesn't have a thumb on the last one. It's like it's even on the last one. Oh, I hate it. It's lopsided. It's horrible.
When have you ever seen like Coral or Barnacles look in an exact perfect way? That's his whole gimmick. That's his thing.
He is a Pokemon with superpowers. He's not. Also, he's not Coral. He's Barnacles.
He's meant to. He kind of resembles Corals. I bet. Yeah.
He's Barnacles.
Go to Bulbapedia. Look at his design
I can't wait
characteristics.
For you to eat my shorts. He's based off of a goose barnacle.
Okay, keep going. That does kind of look
They're
like
horrifying.
Yeah, I can see it. Oh my god.
Oh, have you ever seen a goose barnacle opening up?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody listening at home, go ahead. I don't care if you're driving or at work. Google a goose barnacle.
Go to youtube.com and type in goose barnacle opening.
People eat them.
Yeah, you can eat them.
Oh, I'm excited to get to Red, Fed, and Dead.
Feeding. But yeah, goose barnacles, horrible, but they're not coral.
But that's the thing. I love seeing Pokemon create... Well, hold on. I love seeing the Pokemon Company create a Pokemon based off of something so obscure, so weird, something nobody would think of. Like, everybody wants to make Pokemon based off of, like, animals. We've had enough Pokemon based off of animals.
But it is an animal.
Are you trying to classify a barnacle
as an animal?
Yes.
Frank, it's a crustacean.
It
is a crustacean. I am so sorry.
Not in the typical way you think of a normal animal.
Is a crab an animal to you?
It's a crustacean.
Okay. I'm so sorry, but they're crustaceans.
You know what I mean, though. People keep talking about, Pokemon that they want to see more of, based off like different kinds of mammals and everything. We've had so many of those. Getting Pokemon based off of barnacles like this is much more unique. Even if they look a little unappealing, they're still much more unique.
Oh yeah, I do really like that. I'm glad it's not just a dog or a cat.
Yes, exactly. Move pool wise, Barbaracle's, it's fine. He gets plenty. He gets, like I said, cross chop, fighting type move, razor shell, good move right there. That used to be
exclusive to Oshawott.
Yes, it was. Oh, good job, Joko. Yeah. Man,
it was Oshawott's whole thing. Mm-hmm. It was ugly, but at least it had razor shell.
He thinks Oshawott is ugly.
I think it's so ugly.
I don't understand. It's adorable.
It looks so bad.
So cute.
So bad.
It does learn Ancient Power, which is weird because that's a special type. I guess it's got to learn both physical and special moves. Pokemon are always going to learn physical and special moves, regardless of which stat is higher. But it gets Fury Cutter, which is a bug type move.
I feel like it's Have you ever slipped on barnacles?
Oh, they'll slice your foot open.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, barnacles are horrible.
Those things can cut you bad. But it's kind of just a whole mixture of like rock, water, fighting type moves. A couple ground. He gets like Mud Shot. Some dark type moves in there. Payback, Assurance, Fling. So that's not too bad. Oh, it gets like Poison Jab and X Scissor as TRs. Remember, the most recent game it can be in is Generation 8. So sadly, you cannot use a Barbaracle in Gen 9.
What's a TR?
A technical record. So, Gen 8 did this thing where there are TMs and TRs. The better TMs are TRs, and those you can only use once before you have to get another. Kind of like how TMs used to be.
So they're okay. So TMs went from being you can use only once
Yep.
to being you can keep
To
reusing them.
unlimited.
Now they're back to use only once.
In Generation 8, they're back to the better ones like Ice Beam, Blizzard, Fire Blast, Flamethrower, stuff like that. Those are TRs. You can only use them once. Other stuff that are less good like Icy Wind, Beat Up, Facade, Rock Blast, those are TMs. Use them as much as you want.
Oh, in Gen 9 too?
In Gen 8.
Oh, in Gen 8.
In Generation 9, they did away with the whole TR thing.
Now you have to
and now you just have to craft them.
catch like friggin' I don't know.
Beldum's
butthole or something. Oh,
Yes,
you need
if you-
5 Beldum buttholes.
If you gather enough Beldum buttholes, you can create the
Eat
move.
Lear.
That's better than what I was going to say.
What are you gonna say?
Ass blaster.
Oh,
Yeah, so move pool wise, Binnacle and Barbaracle, they're not too bad. I think they're doing all right.
what about strategies?
Well, when I think about strategies, we look at its abilities, Tough Claws, Sniper. Barbaracle seems like another heavy hitter to me, right? It's not too fast, but it can come in, take a couple hits, and do a lot of damage. I mean, you could always give it the that item we were talking about earlier, the Razor Claw or something, increase its critical hit chances, and then you have a Pokemon that can likely crit all of your opponents, or most of them, hopefully, and do some heavy damage.
Yeah, that critical thing is pretty cool.
Be good on a Sandstorm team because it doesn't take Sandstorm damage. Again, not that I think Sandstorm is a super popular strategy to go into a battle with,
I
but
think it used to be, right?
yeah.
Are ground type Pokemon affected by Sandstorm?
Nope.
Okay, so it's rock and ground.
Rock, ground, and steel.
Really?
All of them are not affected by Sandstorm. Yep. Which is, I think that's kind of weird for Steel, because I feel like Steel will erode away in a Sandstorm.
I mean, it'll erode.
I guess
I'd rather be a piece of metal in a sandstorm
Yeah.
than a rat.
than a bug, a spider.
Actually, I feel like there's probably all sorts of desert spiders that do fine in sandstorms.
Yeah, I bet you they bury themselves, though. Yep, like just like that.
Do you have any history with a Pokemon? I hated it, so no. I stayed away from this ugly thing.
Part of me feels like it was it a version exclusive in Gen 6? Because if it was a version exclusive, I just might not have had access to it. Nope, you can get them in both. When I was playing through Gen 6, I didn't really plan my team out ahead of time, so I just kept catching Pokemon that I liked until I had a whole team of 6. And once I have a team of 6, I don't change it out for anything. I want to bond with that team of Pokemon. So by the time I saw Binnacle, which I don't know when that even would have been, maybe around like the 4th gym or so, I was just like, no, I'm good. I have my team. I don't need it. But looking at Barbaracle, I'm like, I've always wanted to use one. It's a dual-type Pokemon, and I really enjoy using dual-type Pokemon.
Yeah. I feel like it's a waste.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm missing out when I use a monotype or whatever.
Same. For some odd reason, I just feel like I'm crippling myself.
Especially if it's just normal.
Yeah.
A normal only? What a waste.
I think the only time I've ever used a solo normal type on a team was a Gen 4 playthrough where I used a Lopunny.
Is Lopunny any good?
It's not bad. It's got a decent attack stat, and in Gen 6 only, and 7, I guess, it's got a Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
So it becomes
Fights.
normal fighting. So that's cool.
That's pretty cool. I
Gets
guess.
fighting type stab.
Yeah, and also immunity to fighting, right?
No, immunity to...
Go?
Nothing really good. I mean, it has an immunity to Ghost automatically.
But so a fighting type move used on a fighting normal type Pokemon wouldn't be like the weakness wouldn't be countered because
No, I don't think fighting resists itself.
oh
I can find out.
there's some types that don't resist. I thought I assumed every type just resisted itself.
Sadly, I don't think that's the case.
Oh man.
Let me find out. Nope, fighting does not resist itself.
Boo.
So yeah, Lopunny would still be weak to fighting types, but you know what? Whatever.
Frank, I'm gonna ask, how do you think this Pokemon has been represented overall? Not at all.
No, I don't
I think the Pokemon company's forgotten it existed.
I legitimately think that Barbaracle has never gotten a piece of merch ever. The only thing I can think of is if Pokemon created like this beach tapestry, like a blanket or a poster or whatever, and Binnacle, not Barbaracle, but Binnacle was in there somewhere in the background.
I feel like Binnacle works better as a set piece Pokemon.
Oh, you know what? Hey, I proved myself wrong. It's gotten keychains on the Pokemon Center. Binnacle and Barbaracle have been keychains.
Do you think there were keychains back in 2013 when it came out?
I mean, they're out of stock on the Pokemon Center website. I don't know when they would have been put on there, but
maybe they're out. Maybe they're out of stock for the last 10 years.
That's what I'm thinking. They could be. Very well could be. There was a Pokemon Kids finger puppet, probably only released in Japan, of Barbaracle. Somebody on eBay is selling it for $179.
Yeah, that's not a $179 figure.
No, I mean, it's just a little finger puppet.
It's gonna get a sitting cutie eventually, right?
Yeah, in Generation 6, the next generation to get sitting cuties, it will officially have a plush.
Okay.
And you know what? I think I'm going to get one.
Why? To spite me?
Yeah. Because it's a great Pokemon.
All right, your money.
I take a look at this Pokemon card it had, probably a long while ago. It has an ability called Lost Block. Your opponent puts any prize cards they would take into the Lost Zone. This is a Lost Zone Pokemon card.
What?
You know what the Lost Zone is?
Is that just when your Pokemon dies? No, that's discard.
Instead of discarding it, you put it into the Lost Zone. It's like this whole separate mechanic. And once your opponent has a certain amount of Pokemon in the Lost Zone, they lose. So it's kind of like another way to lose. That's really cool. I would not have expected Barbaracle, of all Pokemon, to have Lost Zone capabilities.
Is Lost Zone still a mechanic in TCG?
I don't know. I'm not really caught up on TCG right now. It's something that I know comes and goes, because before Generation 5, do you know about this? When Generation 5 came along, all Pokemon cards before the base black and white set were officially like, you can't use these competitively anymore. We're starting over. And so from black and white on, that's whatever counts comes from there, right? And I know that before black and white, I have this like Gengar card that's all about the Lost Zone, and a Giratina is all about the Lost Zone, but those are older cards. This tells me that they bring it back every now and again. Now, I don't know if this Barbaracle card would even be allowed to be used anymore, because they change what's allowed and what's not allowed all the time, and I have not kept up on that. I would say Barbaracle has been frick. They really do make sexy fan art of every Pokemon possible. I am literally guys.
I mean, it depends.
Look at that.
Of course, it's for affinity.
Oh my gosh, it's so weird, guys. I'm on Google Images and I literally searched Barbaracle Pokemon merch, and like not even 10 pictures down is there just a picture of a Barbaracle with a thin waist and kawaii eyes.
I think it's rule 34.5 of the internet is that for every Pokemon there is Smexy fan art.
Yep, sadly enough. Also, there's a Binnacle plush.
What?
I don't know if it's official, because somebody's charging $121 for it.
Because it's a pretty good plush. Holy cow.
It does look good. I am very surprised to see there's a plush of it, even if it's not official. That's cool.
That's actually a really nice plush.
Mm-hmm.
But now, that's all well and good.
Yeah.
But I think we should get to the next part of the show.
What part is that? The singing part? The part that requires a song?
Roll the song.
This is the part of the show where the boys discuss how edible the pocket monsters that we focused on won't belong. Turn up and come along to the segment of the show.
Yes, indeed. This is the part of the show where we discuss the wettable, the edible, and the deadable aspects of the Pokemon we covered. Let's start with wettable.
Oh boy! Joachim, would you tell me how tall this Pokemon is?
Oh, it is 4 feet 3. They're never that big. 4 feet 3 inches.
I thought it was at least like 6 feet tall.
It looks gigantic. Okay.
No, hey. We have to go by what it says.
The height.
4'3". That is a lot shorter than I thought. Okay, it's a short queen. It's a short queen. That's all it is.
I'm gonna 7 heads are better than 1.
Okay, sure, yep. It has a lot of hands to hold.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I could probably be happy holding that hand. I'd be touching my palm to an eyeball, but
Yeah.
it can probably just close it.
It's not unwettable.
No,
But it's also a series of little parasites clinging to a rock.
true, and I don't see any lips on it. I don't think I could kiss this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I could give it a little peck on the cheek. That's the side of the hand.
Hold on, I need to know if Barbaracle has a mouth.
Okay, yeah, that's important.
So, like, does it ever cry?
I mean, all Pokemon have a cry. I don't think it has a proper mouth.
I'm so glad you thought that. I didn't mean that I wanted to, like, cry.
No, of course.
Because Binacle looks like it's got little cute little cheeks. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Yeah, I don't...
Oh my gosh, I don't think this is a GIF. Yeah, I don't think it has a mouth.
Okay, so it's got to eat somehow, though. So, I mean...
Maybe they don't want to show the mouth because it's like one of those, that horrible those little tendrils that come out and sift through the water.
I could never imagine putting my lips near that.
Yeah, okay, that is going to drop it.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Alright.
Whenever we do Wed, Fed, and Dead, I always imagine, like, 3 things, you know? Could I cuddle in bed with this Pokemon? That is a giant rock with little things coming off of it. I would basically be wrapping my arms around, yet again, a cold rock.
So that's going to be a 0 on the intimacy.
Yeah, you can't really be intimate with a Barbaracle.
I'm just
Can you imagine? Go ahead.
Well, I'm just thinking about them as squirming barnacles.
Yeah, squirming barnacles. And, like, just picture, with your mind's eye, touching one of those giant rocks you find in the ocean, and sometimes they're a little slimy, they're textured in a weird way. I imagine this rock is always wet. You know, not that it's like dripping wet, but you know that feeling of a rock that always feels wet. Yeah, you're holding back right now, Jokum. I appreciate that. Yes, I just can't.
It's going to be 0 on intimacy. But functionally, you know, it's like it could walk around.
I could cook dinner with this Barbaracle.
Sit down and go through the Crunchyroll catalog with it.
I could go to the movies. Take a stroll down the beach.
It's a solid, like, 1 out of 10.
Yes. Well,
not like the 0 out of 10 of the Metagross.
I'm going to give this, like, a 3 out of 10, just because I could feasibly, as, like, a roommate, you know, I could see myself living pretty comfortably with a Barbaracle. But this is wed, and I don't think it'd be a good wife, sadly. I could live with it, wouldn't be a good spouse.
I agree. Now, fed.
We did just learn you can eat goose barnacles.
I think there's 7 good hunks of meat on that thing.
Dude, yeah, these things are probably thick enough to where you can't even wrap your whole hand around them. That's a lot of meat.
Well, let's say it's 4 feet tall, and using my my pinky joint, it is about 1. It's about 1.5 pinky joints.
I feel like they're always going to try and fit the creature into that same square.
No, but I'm saying, let's use my pinky joint. Wait, it's about 1.5 pinky joints tall. Man, wait, 1,
Jokum,
2. But okay, 2 pinky joints tall, right? 2 pinky joints now.
Jokum.
So that means half of it.
Jokum.
Okay, so half of it is about 1 of my pinky joints, and if I hold it up, its arm is about. It depends on the arm.
Jokum, if we were doing Whale Lord, it would fit in there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm dividing it relative to my pinky joint, okay? So one of its arms is about 2 feet long, I'd say. So that's 2 feet long. That's about a 2 foot.
A lot of meat.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's highly. I've never had barnacles, but they are crustaceans, so I'd imagine
they can't taste bad.
That they can't taste bad. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it's kind of an
Armaldo
like, situation.
Yeah, I mean, probably just gonna taste like mussels, right?
Mussels or crab. I think they could be a little bit crabby or lobstery, or shrimpy.
Man, now I just want to eat like real life, like.
Oh my gosh,
like
barnacles.
Barnacles.
We should eat barnacles.
Huh? Yeah, I feel like it's edible. I give it like a 7.5 on the edible scale, let's say.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. Now, dead. I could take it. I could take it.
What are you gonna punch a rock? Listen. This is another situation where if you can get at the eyes, you might have a better chance, but it's got a lot more reach than Armaldo did.
If I had a weapon, not a gun, but if I had like literally just like
Baseball bat.
a baseball bat, I think I could smash its little heads in over time, right? Because what's its speed stat again?
Oh, I think it was like 68.
68. I don't. What's my speed stat?
That's the thing we always got to talk about. It's like, what is the average human's?
Do I blitz it? I made that joke with Garboder, I think. I think if I had a metal bat, I think I could take it. I give myself a 60% chance of winning. Without a metal bat, I give myself a 25% chance of winning because maybe I could like run by, grab one of its barnacles and just tear. Hope I get it off the rock. But barnacles are really sturdy.
They stick onto those rocks tight.
Yeah.
Binnacle, easy. Binnacle, what is it gonna hop away at like half a foot with each hop? I can just
Binnacle,
stomp on those.
I would roll its rock over on itself and I would just start crunching, trying to break the base.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Barbaracle?
I don't know, man. No. I don't have a lot of hope for Barbaracle. I don't think I could beat it. Just because, like, if I was swinging that metal baseball bat at it, if it wins a block with one of its arms, I think you could beat that arm off.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. Okay. With I feel like a baseball bat's a metal bat is a nice standard, but without a metal bat,
hand-to-hand combat, I don't think I could do it.
hand to hand.
Yeah, you need some sort of weapon to even stand a chance. Even with a metal baseball bat, though, I'm probably only going to... Because we were talking earlier about how getting scratched by a barnacle is super easy to do. I bet all those claws on it could rend your flesh with one swipe. Oh my
gosh. I'm still going to I'm going to give myself a 20% chance of victory.
Wow. Because
there's the chance that I can get...
I would give myself a 40% chance.
Seriously?
Yes.
With what?
Baseball bat.
Oh, okay. With a baseball bat, I give myself a 50%.
Oh, without, I give myself a 0% chance. There's nothing I can do to that thing. If I grab onto one of its arms and start to pull, it can just grab me with the other arm.
Oh, no, you're right.
And tear down my arm.
It's like fighting a wolf.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I could beat a wolf. Why would I be able to beat this thing?
No, I don't think anybody's ever compared Barbaracle to a wolf.
No, but I'm just saying. It's
I know what you mean. Yeah.
A wolf only has one mouth.
Yeah.
But this thing has like razored claws. It's got at least 4 usable swingable claws. A head that is claws.
And I'm sure it could use those
feet that are claws.
Yeah, as a hand if need to.
Yeah, maybe this is a 0%.
With a weapon, I say 35-40% chance.
Yeah. I think with a weapon, it's less dangerous than a wolf.
Yes.
Because I don't think I could beat a wolf to death with a baseball bat.
You get one clean swift hit and then the wolf's done. I feel like this thing would take quite a few.
You're very confident in your swing.
I'll fight a wolf. Yes, I am very confident in my swing. I'm a big burly boy, like the theme song said. I'm a cat person, Jokum. I will fight a wolf. All right, so what'd you say about with a baseball bat?
Me? Oh, I think it's a 50-50 shot with a baseball bat.
Well, there you have it. We've wet it, we've fed it, and we've deaded it, which means that's the end. Thank you all so very much for watching listening to this podcast. Please rate this podcast 5 stars if you enjoyed it. And if you want more Pokemon content from this guy here, head on over to my YouTube channel, Let's Be Frank, where I talk about Pokemon on a pretty consistent basis. I talk about a lot of other things too, like Legos and Weird and Wild Creatures cards, but Pokemon is a very consistent topic. And if you want more Joachim, he and I have a series on my channel called Taboo Foods, where we cook foods that are, they're considered weird in America. Things like meat cookies, or what else have we done? Grilled fruit.
Yeah.
Joachim once tried to eat a lemon rind, and it was terrible.
2 horrible foods. The grilled fruit was mostly all right.
Oh, yeah, that turned out really good.
Not the lemon.
No, the lemon rind was terrible. All right, everybody. With all that being said, this has been your certified Poke Moment.